My name is Dr. Susan Klimczak, and my passion is the anthropology of informal education that makes the world work for everyone. I am the education organizer of the Oneville EPortfolio project.
My name is Chris Glynn, and I teach social studies at Somerville High School. I was a participant in Phase 1 of the ePortfolio project and co-coordinator in Phase 2 of the ePortfolio project.
My name is Michelle Lee. I teach English in Somerville High School, and I was a participant in the ePortfolio Phase 1. I was co-coordinator of Phase 2.
So, what is the Oneville ePortfolio project? The Oneville ePortfolio project is a 1.5-year-long research project in 2010 and 2011, and a collaboration between Somerville High School, the Oneville Research Project based at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, and the Ford Foundation.
But what is an ePortfolio? An ePortfolio is a digital portfolio that tells the story of who you are, what you know you're good at, and how you believe what you know will help you to succeed. Samples of work in an ePortfolio serve as evidence to convince others that your story is valid, interesting, and worthwhile. An ePortfolio can communicate the story of the whole student because it includes not only academic achievement, but also include information about their personal identity, extracurricular activities, community service, and employment. Because they are more accessible, students can use ePortfolios to communicate their accomplishments and receive feedback and support from a wider community network.
What research method was used? To engage Somerville High School students and teachers with ePortfolios, a research method called critical participatory design was used. The research is critical because we wanted to not just design a good education tool. Our research goal was to address educational inequities. This means we wanted to design for change, work with teachers and students as they developed an authentic approach to ePortfolios that not only made sense for their school, but also was an approach that carried within it the possibility of transforming education in their school. We believe ePortfolios can be one tool that can help education lead to success for everyone.
How did the ePortfolio project get started? Our ePortfolio project is remarkable because it began with an initiative generated by the Somerville High School Improvement Council to broaden the definition of portfolio entries. A community education organizer on the School Improvement Council proposed that this school initiative could be supported within the Oneville project's interest in using new digital technology to support community cooperation in young people's success. So, the Oneville ePortfolio project became an effort to creatively engage research and education tool design with community organizing by modeling their approach on the insights of a successful Boston community education organizing effort that was conceived by one of the most interesting and venerable activist educators in Boston, Mel King.
Who participated in the ePortfolio project? Teachers and students designed the ePortfolios and the ePortfolio process at Somerville High School. Our co-researchers included teachers coming from each of the school's academic departments, including one who served on the School Improvement Council, as well as a diverse group of students chosen across gender, grade, family culture, and ethnicity, as well as a blend of students with varying levels of academic success. The Oneville research participants included the Oneville research organizer, a Somerville education activist who provided history and understanding of the high school, a technologist with community organizing experience, and a technology and education researcher.
The Oneville ePortfolio project had at least 7 interesting characteristics that contributed equally to the project's success. The first characteristic is that students and teachers were assumed to be experts about what and how to communicate for success, and they were given stipends for their contributions as co-researchers.
The second characteristic is that free or open source software were used to ensure that the project would be sustainable and accessible to all. The Oneville participants integrated constructionism in the ePortfolio design process. Constructionism is based on the belief that people learn best as they design and make things, and that for the most learning to happen, people must share both their design process and what they make with others. Teachers and students made their own ePortfolios and shared both their ePortfolios and their design process in community-wide presentations.
The fourth characteristic is that verified resumes were used to plan and organize ePortfolios. A verified resume is a rubric tool developed by Arnold Packer and the Kellogg Foundation. Students and teachers came up with a modified verified resume tool and used it to plan and organize their accomplishments by 21st century learning skills rather than school subjects. This encouraged participants to reflect more deeply about how they think, know, learn, and share. A fifth characteristic that proved especially important was having students curate, assess, and reflect on their ePortfolio entries. We found this made the ePortfolios considerably more authentic and useful for students, teachers, and parents. In the old paper portfolio method, teachers designed, curated, and assigned letter grades for entries.
The structure that students and teachers came up with for making ePortfolios fostered a wonderful sense of collegiality and research community building among teachers, students, and the Oneville team. This allowed best practices and ideas to spread across different students' ePortfolios and become adopted in classrooms. The final characteristic was that our research included a careful effort to seed leadership within the school. This is allowing the ePortfolio project to move forward school-wide after the end of the Oneville Research Project funding.
What is the process and timeline for the Oneville ePortfolio project? The ePortfolio project has 4 phases. The first phase involved preparation and planning in the spring of 2010 with the Somerville High School Improvement Council, as well as the Somerville High School principal and department leaders. In the following fall and winter, the exploratory, what teachers called the initial creative phase, took place. This first cohort of students and teachers developed an approach to ePortfolios together through drop-in sessions that took place 3 times every week in October through February. In March 2011, ePortfolios were presented in a community-wide presentation event.
The third phase, from March through June of 2011, focused on seeding leadership and designing a template that could be used in the following school year. The template was cleverly designed as a bridge, including both an electronic version of the academic progress approach of paper portfolios and the expanded approach developed in ePortfolio process. In June, the second set of ePortfolios were presented in a community-wide event. The ePortfolio project was so successful in the summer of 2011 that 9th graders who participated in the transition program at Somerville High School began creating an ePortfolio. In the fall of 2011, the science department began to have all 9th grade student science accomplishments documented through ePortfolios. Because of early positive feedback, the 2011-2012 initiative was expanded to have ePortfolio entries completed by all science classes in 10th, 11th, and 12th grades as well. Conversations among teachers continue, and one idea that is being presented is to have ePortfolios become an activity that is done with student advisory groups.
We believe the ePortfolio project has planted new opportunities for learning, teaching, communication, reflection, and student success. For more information on the Somerville High School ePortfolio project, you can contact Somerville High School teachers Michelle Lee and Christopher Glynn, or education organizer Susan Klimzak. For more information on the whole Oneville project that ePortfolios are a part of, you can contact Micah Pollock.